Good evening, and I am a board member of the Downers Grove Historical Society, and I would just like to give you a little bit of history about the library and Mr. Carnegie. The plaque that we have is over here, but we have the original plaque down the road. But if you haven't looked at it before, you might want to take a look at that. But I'll give you a few highlights here and some more information. So the Carnegie Library on this spot was built 110 years ago, and it was built for the people of Downers Grove. The history of the library in Downers Grove began, as she said, in 1891 with the Ladies Library Association when they opened a small reading room in the Farmers and Merchants Bank on Main Street. After several moves, it was to find space to accommodate the growing library, it was decided a building should be built. Financial help would be needed, so Downers Grove reached out to the Andrew Carnegie Foundation. Carnegie, a philanthropist, was well known for his support of education and libraries. Andrew Carnegie was born in Scotland in 1836. He came to America in 1848 at the age of 12 with his family, coming on a converted whaling ship, a journey that lasted 42 days. His parents, who could both read and write English, came to live with his mother's sister in Pittsburgh. His first job at age 13 was a bobbin boy in one of the local cotton factories. The next job was a messenger for a telegraph company, followed by a railroad employee, a bridge builder, a bond trader, an iron and steel maker, and finally he became the richest man in the world. He worked hard to make money, but he also was dedicated to giving much money away. In his later years, he said he wanted to give most of his money away before he died. Mr. Carnegie said, I quote, "It is the moral obligation of the rich to distribute their money in ways that promote the welfare and happiness of the common man." Carnegie died in August of 1919 at the age of 83, but before he died, he gave millions of dollars to build libraries. His love of libraries and his mission to build them came from the fact that as a boy, he could not afford the $2 library fee charged when you wanted to use the library. So he wanted to build libraries that were affordable and all people could use them. About 2,500 Carnegie libraries were built between 1882 and 1929, all over the world, and half of the libraries built between 1883 and 1929 in the United States were built with Carnegie grants. Illinois had received 106 grants for these libraries, a total of almost $1.5 million. Carnegie said about libraries, this is another quote, "Whatever agencies do good may rise and fall in the future, it seems certain that the free library is destined to stand and become a never-ceasing foundation of good for all." Well, in order to receive a grant for a library, it was required the community demonstrate a need, they provide land for the building site, and be able to have public funds to pay staff, maintain the daily operations, and provide books. Most important, the library had to provide free services for all. After meeting the requirements, a group of citizens organized in Downers Grove to secure a grant of $8,500 from the Carnegie Foundation for the building of the library. One Downers Grove citizen who helped secure the Carnegie money was Lois Wells, the first president of the library board. He organized the building of the library according to the Carnegie specifications with help from architect Frederick Lundquist, contractors James Childers and Ernest Burnett, and bricklayer Henry Wolfenstein. people of the village donated about $900 for furnishings. The Reporter newspaper reported the ground was broken for the library on April of 1915 for the building that would have a basement, 1 story, and contain ample library space for a lecture room that would hold 200 people. Several hundred residents attended the opening of the library on October 14th, 1915, and I believe we're on October 14th, I think. It was celebrated with a musical program and tributes to Mr. Wells and all those who made the library possible, including John Oldfield, who provided the library site, and those who donated money for books and furniture. Some 3,000 volumes were on display in the library when it opened, and it was open from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and Sunday, 2:30 to 5:30. The Carnegie building is no longer here, but Mr. Carnegie's plan for a free public library open to all is still the foundation of the Downers Grove Public Library today. And I hope that everyone's had a chance to look at all the wonderful historic elements we have up here. So you want to check all those out because that's chronologically the development of our library today. Anybody have a question?